What's up, guys? Universal Mastery. So on my channel, what I do is I break down the occult sciences, and today what I'm going to be talking about is something that one of the people that watches my videos requested a certain topic for me to talk about, and I'm definitely going to capitalize on this topic because I feel like a lot of people want to know about karma. Okay, so if you want to know more about what karma truly is and how karma really works, then stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to say, if you guys want to go and get your Streamlab merch, then go down to the first link below. It's going to take you directly to my Streamlabs page where you can get your Hecate sigil merch. The link below that is going to take you to my Facebook community. And I want to give a special shout out to Alejandro. I'm going to put a picture of a picture that he drew for me. I just pretty much hit him up and I was like, hey man, you know, he followed me on Instagram, and I saw that he did occult art. I sent him a message, said, hey, can you do a sketch of this profile picture? It's the picture on my YouTube page, and he did it. So I'm gonna give a shout out right here, and I'm gonna put his Instagram name so you guys can go check him out. So thank you for that. But yeah, going right into this topic. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say about karma is that many people believe karma to be, you know, if you do something bad, then something bad is going to happen to you. If you do something good, then something good is going to come back to you. That is what most people believe, and there is some truth in that. Okay, but this is the thing, and this is what I always want to point back to. In the realm of the occult, and when we start to talk about the laws of Mother Nature herself, because once again, when people talk about karma, they're most likely talking about, you know, God. They're most likely talking about nature. The universe is the one that's putting the judgment on them, and the one that's bestowing these bad and good things depending on, you know, the actions they take. But this is the truth. Once again, there is no good and bad to the universe. What you consider to be God is the laws of nature. Okay? It is, now, once again, there are gods, there are angels, there are demons, but most of the time when people are referring to this almighty being God, the closest thing to that would be a creator source. Okay, so there is hierarchies in the spiritual, you know, in the spiritual realm, and the farther back you go, the deeper you go, the higher up you go, you do get to something that would resemble a creator source. There is something where everything came from, but even that doesn't look at good and bad. You got to understand, like, this kind of stuff is way beyond our intelligence. We are humans. We are spiritual human beings that are having a human experience. We are spirits having a human experience. So we have made these things called good and bad. Now, do they exist in the reality that we live in? Yeah, you could say that some, you know, you could say some of it does. Like, you obviously know it's not a good thing to hurt someone that doesn't deserve to be hurt. But the core truth of it is, when it comes to the universe, when it comes to that creator source, that doesn't give a shit. Most likely, that is just it's just governing specific laws of nature. Creator source is just governing specific laws of nature that happen from cause and effect. Okay, so I want you to really understand that Mother Nature, creator source, is the universe, is governing laws that are stemmed from cause and effect. So a great example would be gravity. You know, you take something, you let go of it, and it drops. That is going to happen. Okay, when you drop something, we need that in order to exist. In order to walk around, we need to have tension from our feet to the ground. It's so important. If we didn't have tension, we would all be floating around everywhere, and we wouldn't be able to exist here on Earth. So when the person likes to label something, oh, that's good and that's bad. If I do this bad thing, then something bad is going to happen to me. You need to translate it and realize that it's not that there's something out there necessarily watching you and is like, oh, if you do that bad, then I'm going to send this shit to come get you. Now, once again, I have to clarify, there are spirit guides, there are angels, there are demons. They like to work with you. They want to see you do good. They might test you and they might want you to make better decisions for yourself. But that doesn't mean that as soon as you go into a decision that's not good for you, something bad is going to happen. It's all going to revolve around cause and effect. So let's say, for example, you see somebody that doesn't deserve being treated poorly on, let's say, an abusive scale, and then you go ahead and you abuse that person and you treat them very poorly. Now, there is not necessarily something that is going to come around and strike you down. There is not something bad that is necessarily waiting for you down the road because you did that. But at the same end of that token, you have now caused an effect on somebody that, let's say, didn't necessarily deserve that. You have just caused something to that person that didn't deserve what you caused to them. So now there is going to be an effect from that, and you don't necessarily know what that effect is. And on another level, let's say that there's a lot of factors you have to factor in. Let's say that you carry that type of energy with you. Let's say you treat someone poorly that doesn't deserve to be treated poorly. And I mean, not saying like, oh, fuck you. I mean literally being abusive to somebody, whether it's emotionally, psychologically, physically, you name it. Let's say that you don't learn your lesson and you continue to do that, and that becomes a pattern for you. Then you never know when you do that to the wrong person, right? Like, you may later down the road do that to somebody where you definitely did not want to behave that way to that person, because that person maybe, what if that person knew a lawyer and opened a lawsuit and got your ass fucking, fucked up? You get what I'm saying? It's just something that you're causing, that effect of someone feeling like shit and someone not just hating you. And when you cause that effect on a bunch of people, that builds up and you start to open doorways that you don't want to open for yourself, because that's going to cause you to have more pushback later down your life, and you probably will eventually learn a lesson. Okay, that's a very common thing that happens to people, and that's why people say karma exists on a scale of good to bad, because most people view good as something that we can all generalize as, oh yeah, that's a good thing to do. You should probably do that. And then most people view bad as something like, oh yeah, we probably should stay away from that, not act that way, or treat this person in this manner. But then again, you have to remember there are people out there that do not see those same universal goods and bads. They have their own, like a serial killer, right? Like, these guys go out and murder people, and a good amount of them believe what they're doing is the right thing. They believe what they're doing is what's good for them and is the right thing. There is no universal. The truth is under what's good and bad, right and wrong, and evil and not evil, there is none of that. It's all a fucking illusion that we create. But once again, it's important to realize that it is an illusion, but not to just be like, oh, it's all illusion, who gives a fuck? Why would I even, care about life anymore? Let me just meditate the rest of my life and not take action. No, it's important to get to that root, realize it's all an illusion, and then act from there. Work your way up from the roots. You see what I'm saying? So once again, to sum this video up, karma is based on based heavily on cause and effect. And there are other factors that you have to factor in, like, for example, when you do start building relationships with spirits, if a spirit already naturally is close with you and protects you and likes you, let's say I don't have, you know, very close relationships with my spirit guides, with, you know, any spirit in general, and I'm just kind of like this selfish asshole for just to be an asshole because I hate my life. Now I'm projecting that on people. Now let's say I go and I project that on somebody that's got a really strong connection with their spirit guides. So I am well aware of how spirits can operate and how protective spirits can be and how powerful they really are and how they can affect people. So who's to say that, like, I go and I abuse somebody that's got a strong relationship with their spirit guides, and the next thing you know, I'm getting attacked by spiritual forces. So, you know, you could factor that in, but once again, it's not karma. It's not, there are people that don't have those connections. There are people that don't necessarily do bad things, and then bad people, like people that are fucking just have all these built up traumas and just constantly like lash them out on people that don't deserve to be lashed out on. That exists and that happens. And those people that don't deserve it, you know, a lot of times they get trapped and they don't know how to open their mind spiritually. They don't know how to build relationships because they're being attacked all the time. And it's a fucked up situation, but it happens. You hear about it all the time. Like, if karma was really real, then this shit wouldn't be happening. It's all about cause and effect. It's all about what you're doing to prevent that from happening to you. Once again, there's many ways that you can prevent it from happening to you, and then there's many ways that you can prevent yourself from being that way to other people. So, you know, and that's essentially the path to empowerment. When you start to realize, like, why would I even want to be abusive to someone that doesn't deserve it? You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to do that? And I'm a full advocate for, like, when you have someone that's in your path that you can see is just hindering you and trying to, you know, put a cap on you, there's going to be many people that will come in your path and they're teaching you lessons whether you're aware of it or not. If you hate them, they're teaching you lessons. It's very important to understand that, but it's also important to stand your ground and say what you got to say and let them, you know, draw your boundaries. But then, you know, I also am a firm believer there will be times in your life where there are people that literally deserve to be cursed. There are people that literally deserve to be stomped down. Like, motherfucker, who the fuck do you think you are? Do not talk to me that way. You talk to me that way one more time, we're gonna have a serious problem. And that's first, it's gonna be, you know, most likely, you know, I mean, you're gonna handle that the way that you're gonna handle it. But I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding that that's how life is. And there will be times where you need to be a warrior. There are times where you need to take action and, you know, essentially just, you know, destroy somebody from being the way that they are, so that they don't, you know, they don't continue to cause that unbalanced harm to other people. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much going to wrap this video up. I don't want to make it too long, so I hope this could offer you some value. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. Once again, if you want to get your Hecate Sigil merch, go to the first link below, and then drop down below that. That's going to be the Facebook community. Feel free to join the Facebook community. And then if you have any questions, up to 3 questions, Venmo me $5. My Venmo's at the very top of my description, and then just send me a message. Let me know that you did that, and then I'll go ahead and I'll record a video on my phone, and I'll break down those 3 questions that you had as best as I can, and I'll send it over to you in video format. But other than that, also my Patreon is going to be made very soon here, so stay tuned to that. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Just be ready for it. My Patreon is going to have exclusive content on it. Other than that, that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Peace.